Hi guys, it's George and welcome back. To my first single LP video. And it's a bit of a weird one we're starting off with, but if you don't know who I am, I'm George. I help James with the podcast sometimes. I have my own channel as well, DWBoy14. So this video, as you can tell by the title, is a roundup of SummerSlam 2020. Where we had some quite good matches. I'm going to go through all the matches, the wins, and the big thing that happened right at the end. So, first up, we'll start with the pre-show, which was Apollo Crews and MVP. Now, they've had this feud go on for a couple of weeks now, and basically Apollo Crews holds the United States Championship. They've gone back and forth a bit, and MVP has two guys who are normally with him. One being Bobby Lashley, and then the other one I don't know. I can't remember the name because I don't think he's that big. And they were banned from ringside. So it was just MVP versus Apollo Crews. And Apollo regained his championship, which that everyone was really expecting that. And because when this video goes out, Backlash is in a week's time because there's only a week's difference from SummerSlam to Backlash. So there might be another match, basically Apollo against the MVP again, maybe, but we'll have to wait for that as well. Next one is Asuka versus Bayley for the for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, Bayley had Banks by her side, and the match was going Asuka's way for quite a bit of it. But what really did it is when Asuka was going for Bayley moved out of the way when Sasha Banks was on the rope. So Sasha took the full force of Asuka, which gave Bayley a chance to do a surprise roll up on Asuka, which got her let her keep her championship. But that was quite a good match, and I always think Bayley is quite good at what she does, and she didn't impress me with this one. So did Asuka, but we'll get on to her second match later on in the video. Second one is Andrade and Angel Garza versus the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. Now, everyone thought that Andrade and Garza would win this because of Backlash next week. But they had, I think Selena Vega, I think her name is, I might be wrong, I think that's her name. Andrade and Angel Garza had Selena Vega on their side. At first the match was good because Montez Ford, who got poisoned the other week by Selena Vega, he would get quite heavily beaten up by them because Andrade and Garza were basically tagging each other in quite frequently, so they were getting quite a bit of damage onto Montez Ford, but is able to get to his partner, and they eventually won the match when I think it was Andrade pushed Montez Ford into a scene of who was on the ropes as well. So when Angel Garza went to check on her, Andrade and no one to tag. So when he went to tag Angel in his horn that no one was there, and basically I think he got kicked or punted, and basically the Street Profits got a 1, 2, 3 on them, so they retained their tag team championship. Now, what I was really looking forward to was Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, because they have been best friends for quite a while. But I being that they kind of staged WWE. Sonya Deville had somebody basically stalking her a couple of weeks back and try and kidnap her. The guy was found with duct tape and things like that. And since then, they've had this big feud. And so at first it was a hair match, like Liz's basically shaved the head, but Sonya did cut Mandy's hair about 2 weeks ago, and it didn't seem to phase her that much. So in the end, Sonya decided to make it a no disqualification. Loser leaves WWE match. Now the match was really brutal. I thought, going digging very deep into like personal stuff, and in the end, Mandy won, where everyone thought she might because of the person who tried to kidnap her. She would want to take a break from WWE. And as we know from Shane McMahon coming back, the loser leaving WWE doesn't always mean that, definitely when it comes to like somebody like him. So hopefully she'll be back, and maybe they can start another feud with each other if they can do that, or get back together, like forgive each other maybe. But Mandy won that, and the big man himself, Otis, came out to celebrate. Well, I always love Otis when he comes out, because he's always really, really funny, and he's a really good wrestler as well. He came out, he did his worm. Mandy did it as well, so they celebrated that. And there was a backstage scene uploaded to YouTube not that long ago when I'm recording this, and basically Sonya was leaving and she didn't have a lot to say. She basically pushed the camera out of the way and said she was done. Now we get to the street fight, where it was Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's son, versus Seth Rollins. Now, if you've been watching this feud, you know that basically Seth basically brutalised Dominic with a kendo stick, and there's all bruises and cuts right over his torso and his back. And so this was basically their match being Dominic's first match, and it was very brutal as well. Like, they're hitting each other with kendo sticks and chairs, Seth actually handcuffed Rey Mysterio to the ring, and basically made him watch his son uh, get beat, and 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 the one thing that everyone thought was really weird, when this was before Rey was connected to the ring, his wife came out, and while his wife came out and he was trying to stop her from coming down to the ring, Seth, Dominic, I was literally trying to poke his eye out with the steel steps, kind of like what they did the other week, where it was a no eye match and Rey Mysterio lost an eye. So based on that, so when Rey could have been trying to save Dominic from that, where he did come out and save him in the end just in time, his wife was basically letting the son get his eye poked out, but everyone found that quite funny, but like a bit of a bad take in WWE, I think. Now on to the next one, where it's Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Now, as we talked about before, Bayley had her match with Asuka, but Asuka had injured her leg, and straight after the match was over, Sasha did come out and basically beat her on Asuka to basically make her weaker, ready for her match. Now, the match wasn't that special when it come to it, but this when it comes to like the favour of Bayley and Sasha, when Sasha took the hit for Bayley off Asuka. This time, Bayley didn't. She jumps out of the way, just like Sasha did. So Asuka was able to basically defeat Banks. Now Asuka is the new Raw Women's Champion, which is good, and hopefully Asuka and Bayley can have another match now, champion versus champion, which would be good. Now, the next one is one I was really looking forward to, and I really wanted the WWE Champion to win. That's Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Now, at first for this match, Orton seemed to get inside of Drew's head, but after a couple of minutes of Drew trying to figure him out, he was able to. And it was this was a bit of a brutal match as well, because both their heads were bleeding. So both the heads were bleeding basically, and Randy was trying to do an RKO quite a couple of times, but it didn't work. And in the end, Drew was able to beat him, and he even said it in the interview afterwards that it was basically the most satisfying one he's ever had. So yeah, he's still the WWE Champion. Now the last match is Braun Strowman versus The Fiend, where this match was good, but it was a little bit iffy when it come to it. Where basically they were going back and forth. Braun was really going hard on The Fiend, smacking him into the barricades and basically going right through him, smashing him through a table as well. But then The Fiend was hitting him with a toolbox, threw it away, and then they came back to it later, where Braun got a knife and started cutting the ring and exposing the wood floor of the ring. And as he was about to basically dropped the Fiend onto it. The Fiend tried to mandible claw him, and then did Sister Abigail on Braun twice right on the wood, and that's where he got the 1, 2, 3. And then Roman came back. He basically jumped through the crowd, speared Braun, speared the Fiend, then speared the Fiend again, and basically saying that he made them, and he was the reason that they were the way that they were, and that they were nothing without him, and that they weren't monsters compared to him. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of Roman, I've got to say, but it was great to see him back at last, and he got rid of that stupid jacket at last. So overall, it was a great 3 hours of watch. The matches went the way I liked them, except for Dominic Mysterio's one. I would have wanted him to win me in his first match. Definitely against Seth, who is just a bit of a dick and he has a massive ego. Literally, he calls himself the Monday Night Messiah, whereas it's just a Monday Night dick at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm guessing with Backlash they'll have a rematch and that Dom will win. Hopefully if this video does well and the guys are happy with it, I could come and do Backlash as well next week. And what I would probably do is I'd round up tomorrow's Raw and Friday SmackDown as well, plus Backlash. So it might be a 3-in-1 then, or something like that, or you can head over to my channel and I might do them there as well. I've also got a second channel where I could do them as well. So Doctor Who on the main channel mostly, and then just random stuff on the second channel. The second channel is still a work in progress. I'm still trying to sort some things out for it. Got 2 videos made for it at the moment, but if you like this kind of content, just sub to the ARP, watch the podcast, watch everything on ARP, because it's all good with Aaron and James and all the guests we have on as well. So hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope I will see you next time. If not, I will see you for a podcast. Goodbye.